I was not a mistake.
You seem to specialise in playing the sort of odd man out.
Yeah.
Is that because it's easier to be funny like that, or is that partly you?
It's time to get a real job.
Get a job.
How is it that the son of, I understand your parents were both rocket scientists?
Aerospace engineers.
And we have liftoff at 2.
Hi, my name is Judith Love Cohen.
His parents were both satellite engineers.
I've been an aerospace engineer for many years.
My mom was a real trailblazer.
And they spawned you.
I think that I fell from the treehouse when I was very young and lost all of my math skills.
That's me. I feel most comfortable in the outsider role. The guy that is not really fitting in with society's norms.
This is Houston. Say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem.
My parents were aerospace engineers. My mom was a real trailblazer, one of the first women to be successful in that field and climb the ladder and kick a lot of ass.
When I worked on the Apollo system, we were doing the part called
the Abort guidance system.
Apollo 13 is in serious jeopardy.
Because I did not inherit their mathematical genius. That actually saved some astronauts' lives.
I'm very proud of this.
Jack Black was born in Santa Monica in the summer of '69. The youngest of a household of academics, Jack knew from a young age he wasn't quite as studious.
For instance, I've tried to read that book, A Brief History of Time. Didn't make it past the first 10 pages.
It should be more brief.
I don't understand it. I do have a fascination for astronomy. I understand that I don't have what it takes.
I was not so good in math, or reading, or writing. I had a problem staying awake in the boring classes.
So while Jack didn't fit in academically, his home life was mostly stable. But things would soon take a turn.
Jack's parents divorced when he was 10 years old.
My parents divorced. I'm not good at telling stories.
So go ahead.
I don't think I'm gonna cry, but my parents divorced.
His parents' divorce damaged Jack's already fragile sense of belonging. With an instability at home and his school reports, Jack looked for validation elsewhere.
As his family life was changing, his interests were developing.
He admittedly had not done well in school, and he was literally the class clown.
I was already kind of a ham class clown. I was starved for laughs. I loved getting yucks, and it was the sweet manna from heaven.
At a young age, Jack discovered an exciting new concept: pretending to be someone else.
Just last night, I was lost in the jungle with Pitfall Harris.
This was my first job, was I did a Pitfall commercial. 1982, I was 13 years old, and at the time, this was the most badass video game ever created.
Initially just a party trick, Jack taking his skills to the professional world was thanks to a new face in the family.
My mom started dating this dude, David Katz, my stepdad, and he was like a really creative guy. And he's like, Jack is very talented. He should be doing this. I was like, I do want to do this. I want to be on TV. My stepfather drove me around town and I auditioned for all of the commercials and all the things. I got an agent, the Jack Rose Agency. I went on a few. I booked pretty quick though. Remember the audition? I went in there and I auditioned my ass off. I just crushed it and I left the audition high. Those were like drugs to me because it felt so good to like nail it. It didn't even matter if I got the part or not. Yeah. If I got them laughing, I was like, I love life.
Jack enjoyed acting during his early teenage years, but at the time, it wasn't his passion.
I remember when I got that role in that commercial, I thought there was an answer to a prayer. I made a deal with the Lord. I said, if you let me be in a commercial on television that other children in school will see, I will be satisfied with my life.
He preferred joking around with his friends, which got in the way of his schoolwork, and he began acting up in class.
And I was wrong. I was not satisfied.
Jack needed more perspective to understand himself and the world around him. Luckily, we can expand our worldview with Ground News, a site that takes a broader look at the information we consume daily. Here's an example of an entire town trying to fit in. This month, Taylor Swift performs in the German town of Gelsenkirchen, soon to be officially renamed Swiftkirchen. With Ground News, over 40 articles are instantly summarized, coming from different viewpoints, globally and politically. Rolling Stone, a politically left source with high factuality, was quick to clarify it's a temporary name change. Whereas on the right, Outkick's article doesn't, and also points out a negative consequence. Ground News not only makes it incredibly easy to stay fully informed on anything from pop culture to politics, its ratings are also all backed up by independent news monitoring organizations. This helps with my research into my own videos, and allows me to think critically and even challenge my own worldview. So visit ground.news/Dodford for 40% off the same Vantage plan I use for unlimited access to all Ground News features. Plans also start at under $1 a month to keep their platform extremely accessible. I think what they're doing is really important, so check them out today. As for Jack, his concert experience in 1980 would set him on a rocky path.
It was your brother, wasn't it, who got you into music and,
Yeah.
and shaped your taste in a way?
Yeah, Howard. My big bro, Howard Siegel, was a recording engineer, and he worked on Devo, Freedom of Choice. He took me to my first concert. It was Devo, and on the Freedom of Choice tour. That was an incredible show because it was very theatrical. It was a mind blower. I'll tell you one thing about my memories from that mind blower of a show. It put you in a state, before the rock even started. They put you in this place where it was just contemplative and otherworldly. It was pretty rad. It definitely made you feel like you were on acid.
Jack's first experience with live music, in his words, was intoxicating. It shaped his taste and bonded him closely with his brother. But Jack's ongoing search for belonging had him yearning not for anything like a drug, but instead the real deal.
It was around this time that he got into the heavy metal scene, started using drugs, and getting into fights.
By 14, Black was stealing money from his own mother to feed his addiction to cocaine.
I don't have any recollection, but that doesn't mean it's not true, because a lot of drugs have filtered through these brain synapses.
When he was 15 years old, his parents took him out of the local public school and sent him to the Poseidon School, a therapeutic Los Angeles day high school where he would spend 18 months.
Here's a lot of very difficult teenagers who are encouraged to use their individuality and their creativity.
The experience also helped rekindle his passion for acting, which he would take to his next educational destination. At age 16, Jack's parents enrolled him in the Crossroads School.
I think Crossroads may have laid the foundation for what he would become in terms of making it okay for him to be different.
You, unlike me or most anyone in the world, at one point must have discovered you can really sing.
Yeah, I do remember a time when I was in high school. I was auditioning because everyone, auditioned for the different parts in the school musical. And it was just like, glory, 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 glory. I was able to throw it into overdrive with some gravel and some power.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? I have a Lamborghini I didn't know I possessed.
You might have thought Jack Black has always been a rock star, but that isn't exactly true.
Well, the Actors Gang is like a punk rock theater group from Los Angeles in the 80s. They started Tim Robbins, John Cusack, that whole crew. And if you were a young actor in the 80s in LA, that was the sweet spot. You wanted to be in the Actors Gang. Anyways, I went to see them when I was 16 years old. I was in high school, and I went to see their production of Freaks. And
who is it there?
Kyle Gass was one of the actors.
It took a few years later, a couple of unfortunate circumstances for the two of them.
Are expected to develop the deadly disease.
In 1989, Jack's older brother Howard passed away after a long battle with AIDS. The devastating loss caused Jack to express himself in a new way.
Through Jack's pain and Kyle's exile from the Actors Gang and their own kind of hardship, they came together with pot.
Who are you?
Name's Kyle Gass.
And Kyle was a great musician, and I wanted to be. My name's JB. A rocker. And I forced him to teach me his ways. Will you teach me your ways? And we would just hang out at his apartment and pretend to be rock legends.
You call that music? You're nothing but a mistake.
I was not a mistake. We were doing like funny songs, and it was just, it's like, oh, now I know. This is my path. I talk, but it's gotta be funny.
Jack and Kyle started writing songs together and formed a band.
A friend of ours said, hey, will you come open for me in downtown LA at a little club called Al's Bar? And we're like, yeah.
The next band asked me to read this.
Tenacious D.
They premiered their band in 1994 at Al's Bar in Los Angeles. The newly named Tenacious D became regulars at local LA comedy and music clubs in the mid-90s. They were recognized not just by their humor, but also by their significant musical prowess.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tenacious D.
And there's 12 people in the audience, but they were kind of cool, drunk hipsters. And
hey, what's up? We're Tenacious D. This is our first concert ever, so it's kind of historic.
David Cross just happened to be there.
Jack also met important business contacts through the LA comedy scene, like Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, the creators of HBO's Mr. Show with Bob and David.
Wiggles the monkey. Penis.
This is a real turning point. David Cross and Bob Odenkirk, who created Mr. Show, discovered Tenacious D in a little club and gave us little bit parts in Mr. Show.
Don't stick your dick in these holes.
I work hard.
What separated Mr. Show from other sketch comedy shows like Saturday Night Live is that it was much darker, it was much more subversive, it was much more interested in pushing the envelope.
That is really what led to the beginning of Tenacious D, because Bob and David gave us a sweet slot.
HBO executives were impressed by Jack's showing in Mr. Show and signed a deal with him and his musical partner, Kyle Gass.
Go knockout, go knockout!
By 1999, Jack Black had a very loyal,
You don't give a shit!
but very small fan base.
Sick of your attitude!
It's a great dream.
Oh boy, tonight's guest, I am not exaggerating when I say the greatest band on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, Tenacious D.
He was just playing bit parts in lousy movies, never really getting any kind of a break.
Until one famous fan helped Jack land a plum movie role.
It was like, who is he? And suddenly, he was everywhere.
Everybody is talking about you in this movie High Fidelity. You've got what they call in Hollywood heat right now. There's a buzz going.
In 2000, Jack Black's Actors Gang colleague John Cusack helped cast him in a role that would change everything.
I was just trying to cheer us up, so go ahead.
His two worlds collided fortuitously
Put on some old sad bastard.
when he was cast in the breakaway hit High Fidelity.
I was stoked, but I was also nervous. My special Monday morning tape for you, special! And I didn't really want to do it.
Fucking Monday afternoon, you should get out of bed earlier!
Eventually, I realized I'd be an idiot to turn down this role. It's a great character, and I took the plunge. It was the biggest role I'd ever had, and it was the first time that I'd showed what I could do.
Barry said his band will play set.
Barry is playing at this thing?
Barry, you don't even play an instrument.
I can sing.
And then you come on and you start singing Let's Get It On.
Fucking, are you insane?
And I think that's the first time probably most of the world found out, like, that you can really sing.
First, I have to introduce a band. Sonic Death Monkey.
I just don't think there's a better performance of any song by any performer than any medium.
Except it nearly didn't go this way.
Let's get it on, dude. That's a big song. All right, if you think you can handle it. I was like, I think I can handle it.
I knew that there was a lot of pressure on that scene.
It came time to sing it and do the scene. And I did it. And the first take, I was a little trepidatious. It definitely sucked.
I knew I needed to go balls to the walls, and there was something blocking me. The first take was horrible, and Stephen Frears, the director, said, "Come on, cut!" And he didn't yell at me, but he yelled at everybody else in the crowd.
And he got angry at everyone on the set.
What the fuck are you doing? This is the end of the film. You are ruining the film. He was so mad.
Except for me. He didn't say anything to me.
With this clever bit of directing from Stephen Frears, Jack realized he may have been holding back his entire life. It was time to go all of the way.
I've been really trying, baby. Whatever it was, it gave me this crazy adrenaline. And if you feel like I feel. And I came out in the second take swinging, and that's the one they used in the movie.
Let's get it on. And he was like, let's take it again. And I blasted it out. Let's get it on. I needed someone to uncork me.
This triumph was a defining revelation for Jack. He could finally see that his blend of acting, humor, and musical talent was his greatest strength, but only if he fully committed.
And then when we had the premiere, I just remember watching it, and it was the first time that I didn't watch myself and squirm in some way, thinking, I could have done that way better. I felt real satisfied, and the audience was laughing a lot, and I just felt like, I just remember, okay, if I died, that night, because I had finally.
But Jack's journey of self-acceptance wasn't quite over.
Nobody caught me. That was lame.
His next major role would see him starting from rock bottom.
Do you have the time? Hey, it's the first of the month, and I would like your share of the rent now, please.
Oh, man, I don't have it. You wake me up for that? Come on.
He's everything a Hollywood star should never be. Ordinary, down to earth, just a regular bloke.
Dewey, we voted. You're out.
He's also rumpled, scruffy, and overweight.
I'm a loser.
And that's the kind of character Jack Black usually plays on screen.
He's this guy who just wants to rock.
He is a lazy freeloader.
That's all he wants to do in life. He doesn't really fit into regular society. And neither do I.
In 2003, Jack Black plays a musician down on his luck in Richard Linklater's School of Rock. Under immense pressure to conform, Jack's character grasps tightly to his dream of becoming a rock star.
This guy sucks, man. But who are you, babe? This is my apartment, babe.
Oh, not if you don't pay your rent, it's not. Get a job.
Maybe it's time to give up those dreams. Sometimes you gotta know when to quit.
Music is my life, man. What do you want me to do?
He admittedly had not done well in school.
I was not so good in math, or reading, or writing.
So he's super depressed.
Hi, my name's Rosalie Mullins.
And he takes this job, he pretends to be a substitute teacher just to make some cash. Mm-hmm. So how much are we talking here?
Mr. Schneebly, this is considered the best elementary school in the state. This is Mr. Schneebly.
You know what? Why don't you all just call me Mr. S? Well, you want to learn something?
Yes, I do.
You want me to teach you something? Here's a useful lesson for you. Give up. Just quit. I heard you in music class. You guys can really play. Why didn't anyone tell me? But then he realizes, I'm not just gonna cash a check, I'm gonna teach these kids to rock. I think it's time we started our new class project.
A science project?
No, it's called Rock Band.
It was the kind of role, though, that I cannot imagine anybody playing but you.
I don't think I should be in the band.
Why not?
I'm not cool enough.
I'm a fraud.
No.
Oh, it was written for me. Why do you say you're not cool? This was written for me, to my specifications. New schedule, 8:15 to 10, rock history.
Nobody ever talks to me.
Well, those days are over, buddy.
10 to 11, rock appreciation and theory.
You're gonna be the most popular guy in school, trust me.
And then band practice till the end of the day.
What about math?
No, not important.
With School of Rock, Jack Black had the license to write his own syllabus.
Still don't think I'm the sexy leading man. I think, you know.
What's up?
He would finally do things his own way.
We're the School of Rock.
I got a leading man role, and that's a rare thing for me, so I'll take it.
We have a name for the band.
The School of Rock. That's why we went with School of Rock.
Jack's many faces are his fortune. His versatility has seen him cast in nearly 50 movies.
This is the best film of my career. What is it, are you nervous? This is where all the planets aligned.
But it was the family comedy School of Rock, where he virtually played himself, that turned him from comedy relief into a fully fledged star.
Why would they laugh at you?
Because I'm fat.
It's definitely the highlight of my career. I can say that, honestly.
You've got talent, girl.
I think I have a very childish sense of humor. I'm very young at heart.
Until you actually meet him, you do wonder how he's become one of the world's most bankable stars.
Once I get up on stage, start doing my thing, people worship me. Rock ain't about doing things perfect.
Even in real life, he's every man.
Standing next to the man?
Yes.
He could be any one of us.
If you want to rock, you gotta break the rules.
That, and he's very, very funny.
I was very afraid of the idea of working with kids.
What are they teaching this place?
I didn't know if they would like me, and I didn't know if it would work, but it worked so well.
Go get ready.
Grazie.
And if it wasn't for music, I don't think I'd have a film career.
What did I learn from the kids? I learned that you're never too young to rock, you're never too young to be awesome, and you're never too old to be young.
Jack Black and the Kids.
I'm an entertainer. I'll sing for you, I'll act for you. I like putting on a show. I'm just obsessed with the comedy and music combination. It's sort of my calling.
And we have looked on why I didn't inherit their mathematics skills, but luckily I found something that I was decent at. I have had a passion for performance since I was very young.
I feel most comfortable in the outsider role. The guy that, it's not really fitting in with society's norms.